Paramashivoham Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham
Yes, now please go ahead and share whatever your third day revealed in the chat. Okay, so I'm projecting. Okay, so I'm projecting the picture now. So that's that's the picture. All right. So our next Jnana session, you are not who you think you are. It is well known to science that of trillions of cells in our body-mind system, millions of cells die each day and millions of cells are reborn. After a few years, there isn't a single cell in our body which existed 2 years earlier. Every single entity in the body is new. This means that there is really no constant I as we imagine. Yet we carry that label proudly. All we are is a bunch of memories, root patterns, collectively known as samskaras. Our root patterns define us. Our root patterns rule us and make decisions for us. That is what this I is all about. When we complete with our root thought patterns, give up our possessions and attachment to possessions, we feel liberation. When the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism walked out of his home for spiritual wanderings, he felt no loss. Today, the whole world is his home. This does not mean that all of you need to become monks, renunciates, and sannyasis. You can happily continue your normal life, but drop your attachment, fantasies, speculations, greed, and fear about the past or the future. So you need not renounce what you already have. All you need to do to achieve the space of completion is to renounce what you do not have. Renunciation does not mean sitting cross-legged with a tense look and eyes closed. If enlightenment could happen by shutting off our senses, it would be easy. We would just need to sit in soundproof rooms and wear blindfolds. Renunciation, tyaga, is a state of mind and not a mere state of the body. It is even more than a state of mind. It is a space of being. We can renounce attachments to relationships, possessions, while being involved in material life. On the other hand, we could take sannyasa, go to the distant Himalayas, and every time we close our eyes, our inner television would switch on. The surrender that Krishna talks about involves completing and dropping fantasies of the future, incompletions of the past, and surrendering to the reality of the present. The true reality, the only truth, is that we are part of the universal energy. We are part of the collective consciousness. When we have this awareness, there is no room for the individual I and my to rule our actions. Throughout Bhagavad Gita, Krishna talks about renunciation. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa said that Gita is nothing but tagi, meaning tyaga or renunciation. Ramakrishna said, keep repeating tagi, tagi, and you will understand Gita. Again and again, Krishna speaks about renunciation. how we should surrender the fruits of the action to him without renouncing the actions itself, how all knowledge and action should be surrendered at his feet. Krishna prepares Arjuna for this final moment when he tells him that all that needs to be done is surrender. That's all. Surrender is of three kinds. The first step is the surrender of the intellect. For most people, especially intellectual, this is the easiest. Your ego must be ripe before it can fall. The more stuff you pack into your skull, the more bloated it becomes. You become intoxicated with your own knowledge. You become intellectually arrogant. You are then ripe for surrender. When someone appears on the scene and proves that intellectual knowledge is a pile of garbage, a person with a truly ripe intellectual ego understands and accepts the truth. Only those with half-baked knowledge who pretend to have intellectual status have a problem in understanding such a truth. A true intellectual can understand that all acquired knowledge is a mirage, an illusion. When this happens, such a person surrenders his intellect to the master who shows him the way. Many intellectual seekers and spiritual shoppers come to me with the loads of questions. After spending time with the Swamiji, most of them explain with great surprise that they no longer have questions. Swamiji does not take the trouble to answer their question. No one can answer such questions. All he does is add more words to them. They struggle with the new words and ultimately find the right answers themselves. When he does the answer, he answers the questioner and addresses the person, not his question. The guru looks into the being and provides the solution. The next step in surrender is the surrender of the heart. People ask, how will they remember me when they go away from the ashram? I tell them that if I am their master, they will have trouble forgetting me. Remembering me is not an issue. Forgetting me is. The thought of the master will melt your heart. You will become emotional. You do not need to be in the master's physical presence. The mere thought is enough. Tears will flow from your eyes. This is a powerful form of surrender. Ramakrishna says, know this for sure. When the mere thought of your Ishta Devata, the favorite deity, or your master reduces you to tears, you are in your final janma, your final birth. What an enlightened master says is always true. So powerful is this surrender that it can liberate you, complete you, enlighten you. This is the power of devotion, bhakti. Krishna keeps repeating that this is the easiest way to reach him. Do not worry about learning scriptures or performing rituals. Do not worry about techniques. He says, just be devoted to me and me alone, and I shall save you. The third and final form of surrender is the surrender of the senses. When the surrender of the senses happens, enlightenment happens. And when enlightenment happens, the surrender of the senses happens. Walking with Arjuna after the Mahabharata war, Krishna points to the bird on a tree and remarks, Arjuna, look at the green crow. Arjuna responds, yes, Krishna, I see the green crow. Krishna says, what a fool you are. How can a crow be green? Arjuna simply says, Krishna, when you told me to look at the green crow, what I saw was indeed a green crow. Such was the state of Arjuna's surrender to his master. Whatever he said was that what Arjuna's eyes saw. This is the final state of surrender. The master-disciple relationship is the most mysterious phenomenon in existence. It is not intellectually comprehensible and cannot be proved in a logical way. Those who become sannyasis out of a logical conviction by listening to masters and becoming convinced that what the masters say is true are only on the periphery. The true disciple has nothing to do with what the master is saying. The true disciple has something to do with what the master is. So this true disciple rises in love. It is not a question of conviction, it is something more mysterious and transcendental. Hence, a real disciple cannot explain to anyone what has happened. Everybody will think that he has gone mad, he has been hypnotized, and that he no longer in control of his senses. So you think people who think like that are not to blame. Certain things are beyond explanation. They elude rationalization. And in fact, life begins when you come in contact with something incomprehensible, inexplicable, indefinable, and unprovable. Yet somewhere deep down, your heart says it is so. It is falling totally in love, and it is the love of an entirely new quality. This love is not limited to the master, but is experienced towards the entire world. You no longer think in the terms of I, but in terms of you. That is compassion. This feeling of unconditional, uncalled for, and uncontrollable love is compassion. This happens when your ego surrenders. It may surprise you that an enlightened master has no freedom to do what he wishes. His surrender to the cosmic energy is so total that every move he makes is dictated by that energy. Ordinary people have the freedom to do what they wish. All this talk about destiny has no meaning. Each of you has full freedom to do what you wish. After doing what you want and suffering, you claim it was because of your destiny. Whenever you do is Whatever you do is within your power. In contrast, I have no power to move on my own. Every word I utter is at the command of Parashakti, the cosmic energy. Sri Krishna's message to enrich Arjuna and to all seekers is to be complete. Drop everything and surrender unto him. Mamekam Sharanam Raja. That is the only and final solution. You can share your thought. What is your understanding? Now, let's understand the surrender, the ultimate technique.
You all. Today's subject is surrender, the ultimate technique. First, let us understand what is technique. What I mean by the word technique. Then we will understand what is ultimate technique. In all the culture, in all the religions, in all the spiritual tradition, one thing is accepted: the man has come down from his level. Man is not as he is supposed to be. In Christian tradition, they say, in the time of Adam and Eve, we were pure, full of bliss, joy, ecstasy. Once the Adam tasted the apple, we came down. We are degraded. In Hindu tradition, in the Eastern mythology, they say there was a time called Satya Yuga. In course of time, we are degraded. We have come down from our level. In Buddhism, again they say we lived in the age of Dhamma, the pure righteousness. In course of time, we have come down. In every tradition, there is a belief that man is not as he should be. Man has come down from his level, from his conscious level or his being level. There is a beautiful Upanishad mantra which says, Shrunmand Vishve Amritasya Putraha. You are the children of immortality. You are the children of gods. In all the tradition, in all the religion, all the masters, they agree one thing: man has degraded himself. Man has come down from his nature. He was totally in a higher state, different state. He has come down from his reality. According to science, man has evolved from the animals. According to spirituality, man has come down from the God. Anyhow, if you understand one thing, you will be able to understand these two concepts. Whatever is presented in your mind in front of you as an ideal, your mind will naturally go only towards that. In all the tradition, the ultimate consciousness or the ultimate realization is presented in front of us as an ideal. Every religion, every spirituality, every group says we have come down from an original level. We have to again go back to the same consciousness. Christians use the word heaven, Hindus use the word moksha, Buddhists use the word nirvana. Each one has got their own words, but all of us understand we are supposed to reach the higher level, then where we are existing, where we are at present. Technique means the method which can take us towards the higher level. That is what I call it as a technique. Technique is like a ladder which can take us to the higher consciousness. higher method. There are thousands and thousands of techniques in the world to elevate our conscious level. Even sitting silently is a technique to go beyond the mind, to enter into the consciousness, to elevate ourselves from the ordinary plane. There are thousands of methods. Every religion has got at least thousands of techniques. And everything we do in the name of religion is nothing but the technique to elevate yourself from the lower consciousness to higher consciousness, from man to God, from mortality to immortality, from mundane to divine. Doing arati, just now you saw, doing puja, everything is a technique, method to reach the God, to go near the consciousness. An ordinary breathing technique to the puja, all the level techniques, everything is just a method to reach the divine. The way in which we travel, the way in which we move towards the consciousness, towards the spirituality, is only called as a technique. There is a beautiful book called Bhagavad Gita from a great master, Sri Krishna. In that, about thousands of techniques, he is giving his teachings to his close friend Arjuna. About thousands and thousands of techniques, meditation techniques, and the method to evolve from the ordinary level to higher level, method to reach the higher consciousness, the method to reach the divine consciousness. He speaks about so many techniques, so many methods. Every chapter, every sloka is one technique, one method. After listening so many thousands of techniques, Arjuna is totally confused. He asks the master, "O Lord, after listening so many hundreds of techniques, after hearing about each and every method, I am more confused. Please tell me, what is the ultimate technique? What is the right technique?" Even in our ordinary life, we are totally confused because we listen so many methods, so many techniques. Every master gives his own technique as the best. Every religious leaders, they give their own techniques as the best. Every enlightened person gives their technique as the ultimate technique. There is a beautiful sloka. If two rishis says the same thing, be sure someone is fake. It's a truth. If two rishis says the same thing, be sure someone is fake. Because no two enlightened man can speak or can behave in the same way. Enlightenment means everyone flowers in their own way. It's a uniqueness. God never creates the same way. He creates only unique flowers. When a person becomes enlightened, he is totally unique on his own way. So each master gives their method to the society, to the humanity. Each person present their technique. There are thousands and thousands of methods, thousands and thousands of techniques, thousands and thousands of ways to reach the divine. When Arjuna was confused, what is the method? What is the technique? I am listening so much from you, so many methods from you. At least Arjuna listened about the meditations from one man, but we people are in much worse situation than Arjuna. We listen from thousands of sources. What is the way? In earlier time, the meditation or spirituality was more or less like a seller's market. Now it is a buyer's market. In the early times it was seller's market. The masters used to decide. Now the disciples can decide which is the best way. Go to the website, click meditation, you will find at least 200 websites which will be giving you the techniques or the methods or the details. So the total is different. What to choose, what to do, what is the way, what is the method. And more than 90% of the people, seeing such a big confusion, they stop entering into the spirituality. In no other field so much of confusion, but only here. Why? What is the actual method? What is the way? The confused Arjuna is asking the Krishna, what is the way? Tell me the final way, final method, the ultimate technique. A beautiful one sloka or one word. Krishna says, I think this is the gist of the whole Gita. Gita is like an unabridged dictionary of the world philosophies. You can see the seed of all the philosophical trend in Gita. All the philosophies of the seeds, all the philosophies, the seed of all the traditions, the seed of all the spiritual techniques you can find in Gita. It's like an unabridged dictionary of the world philosophies. Krishna says very beautifully, it's the last technique, the ultimate technique. Leaving all the dharma or leaving all the confusions, just surrender to my feet. I'll take care and I'll give you the liberation. The beautiful sloka. Agamtva sarvabhavebhyo moksha ikshami masuchaha. This is the last line. Let me try to recollect the first line. Sarvadharman parityajya saranam vraja agamtva sarvabhavebhyo moksha ikshami masuchaha. I'll translate word by word. Leaving all the techniques, all the methods, all the route. Dharma means the method to live, the way of living. Leaving all the route, all the method, all the way to live. Drop everything. Don't bother about everything. Surrender everything at my feet. Sarva dharman parityajya. Not even a bit. Don't carry even a bit. Parityajya. Leave everything. Mam ekam saranam vraja. Just surrender your whole being to me. Agamtva sarvabhavebhyo moksha ikshami masuchaha. I'll remove all the darkness, negativity, sin from your being and I'll liberate you in the ultimate sense. I'll give you the ultimate enlightenment. This is the last word given by the Krishna. I think not only by Krishna. This is the last word anybody can give. This is the last word of all the great masters. Same. Jesus tried to say, I am the gate and I am the path, I am the goal. In every master's life, you can see the last teaching, the last saying will be surrender. Just surrender, surrender, surrender. The last word of all the masters will be just surrender. Ramakrishna says, who came as Rama, who came as Krishna is the same person who has come down as Ramakrishna. Surrender, I'll take care. Every master, in the end, they finish only with this word. Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam saranam vraja agam tva sarvabhabebhyo moksha ikshami masuchaha. Surrender is prescribed as the ultimate technique. Surrender is said to be the ultimate method to reach. What is the meaning of the surrender? As soon as we hear the word surrender, we always think, oh, this is the easiest technique. This is the easiest method. For surrender, you don't need to do anything. Any other method, if it is a meditation, you need to do something. If it is a puja, you have to do something. If it is a yoga, you have to do something. For every technique, you have to do something. For the surrender, you don't need to do anything. So everyone feels surrender means doing nothing. So we don't have to do anything. And many people come and tell me, Swamiji, I have surrendered everything, but nothing is happening in me, what to do? The very word that I have surrendered everything, nothing is happening inside me is wrong. If you are really surrendered, you will not even have the expectation what should happen or what should not happen. When you say that nothing is happening, be very clear, you are not surrendered. Most of the time, the surrender word only is used, never it is understood. Now let us look into the mechanisms of the surrender. What is actually surrender? What masters mean when they use the word surrender? When they use the word surrender, it totally differs. When you use, it is totally different. Let us see the meaning of the masters, what they call it as surrender. 3 levels of surrendering is there. Surrendering the I. Second, surrendering the mind. Third, surrendering the I and mind both. Let me explain step by step. Surrendering the I, surrendering the ego, surrendering your mind, mental setup, surrendering your conditioning. Somebody went to Ramakrishna and asked, Master, I have the habit of drinking. How can I give up? He said, surrender it to Kali, automatically you will give up. You will become alright. The disciple asked, how can I surrender this to Kali? He said, whenever you drink, before drinking, say, take Kali's name and offer the drinks to Kali and drink. Strange solution. But the man went and practiced. Before he started drinking, he said, oh Kali, this belongs to you. So he offered it and started drinking as a prasad. The record says, in 3 days, the man not only he stopped drinking, he says, I am not able to drink anymore. I felt totally, I have forgotten the outer things. Of course, when you sincerely surrender, something starts happening in you. Some deep transformation starts happening in you. The change from the mind to the energy starts happening in you. It's a very deepest layer of transformation which is very difficult to be explained. Only when you have the taste, only if you have one glimpse of surrender, at least if you have tried, then you will be able to understand what I say. You may be surprised. How can a man give up addiction just by offering the alcohol to a god, to a deity? But when you offer, first your heart starts feeling, how can I offer this thing to Devi? How can I offer these things to the God, to the goddess whom I love? The next thing, If I can't offer to the goddess, how can I drink? After all, the same goddess is residing in my body. After all, the same goddess is residing in my body, in my system. How can I offer that to me? So naturally, third understanding is, when I can't give it to the God, the same God is residing inside me. How can I pour it and disturb the system? The surrender has given him intelligence. The surrender has given him the understanding. Naturally, the natural understanding has made him drop what he was doing. One more thing, when you really intensely offer your mental setup or your mental conditioning at the feet of the master or at the feet of the God, you will see it gets totally disintegrated. The mind itself is nothing but a habit. Your I is nothing but a set of habits. Your ego is nothing but a set of conditionings. When you offer that to your master's feet, when you surrender the I, you will see it totally gets disintegrated. A small explanation will make you understand. If you have the habit of drinking coffee, morning 10 o'clock, every day, as soon as it becomes 10 o'clock, you don't need to do anything. Just automatically inside, the mind will ask, now it is 10, get me coffee. The habit. Because of the habit, the mind will ask. The same way, even your thoughts are nothing but a conditioning. Even your moods are nothing but a conditioning. Even your mind is nothing but a record. Just like the habit. Just like the habit coffee. You have the habit of worrying. You have the habit of excited mood. You have the habit of responding to every. If you understand one thing, you will be able to understand. If somebody criticizes you, immediately you respond. You try to react. You get disturbed. Then you try to criticize him back, or you try to rebuke him. If somebody praises you, you feel immediately flattered. You just give him a good smile and started feeling you are somebody great. Or you start responding in the positive way. If he criticizes you, you choose, you decide to get disturbed and to rebuke. If he praises you, you choose to get flattered. Even this choice is nothing but your mental conditioning. It's nothing but your mental setup. Just like a coffee addiction. When that time comes, you choose to take the coffee. After choosing so many times, you forget that you are choosing, you become addicted to it. Same way, in the mind also, whenever somebody criticizes you, you choose to be unhappy. You choose to be disturbed. So after choosing so many times, you forget you are choosing, and then whenever somebody criticizes, automatically you get disturbed. You are upset. You start rebuking. So your choice, all your mental setup, all your mental responses, all your ego is nothing but your own choices, your mental habits. When you surrender the I, when you surrender your mental setup to the divine, you can't choose. When you are really surrendered, even if somebody criticizes you, you can't choose to be offended. You can't choose to feel that you are disturbed. You can't choose to rebuke him. You can't choose to get disturbed. A small story. Once in Vaikuntha, the place where the Vishnu resides, he was just resting, and the consort Lakshmi, she was massaging the feet of the Vishnu. Suddenly, Vishnu got down from his bed and ran. After 10 feet, he came back and again started resting. Lakshmi asked, what happened? Oh Lord, you ran somewhere and suddenly you came back and started again resting. What has happened? Vishnu says, in the earth, one of my devotees was just sitting and praying towards me. Other person threw a stone on him. When my devotee was attacked, immediately I rushed to save him, to safeguard him. But when I went, I saw this fellow opened his eyes and he took the stone to re-attack. When I saw he's already ready to attack him back, I came back. I thought, let him defend himself. Why I should go there? Why I should bother? When he can save himself, let him save himself. So I come back. So whenever you bring your mental setup, you try to react in your own way, you try to react in according to your mental habit, you cannot say you have surrendered. A real surrender can simply transform your life. Now, whatever you choose cannot become your choices when you really surrender. When you surrender, you will be immune to the criticism. You will not be bothered by the criticism. After you being criticized, you cannot choose to be disturbed. You cannot feel that you have been criticized. If you feel after the criticism, you are disturbed, you are being criticized, be very clear, you are not surrendered. Again and again check whether you are really surrendered or not. Because the surrender is such a beautiful word, you can cheat yourself verily by it. We always say, I surrendered everything to my master, to the God. God will take care. But all our surrender is only mouth level. It is only skin deep. If you scratch a bit, then you will understand whether you have surrendered or not. When you really surrender your I, the mental setup, it totally gets disintegrated. The egocentric mind becomes God-centric. Egocentric means eccentric. The egocentric mind becomes God-centric. When you really surrender your I, your mind to the God, to your ego to the God, to your thinking system to the God, you will see it will be continuously bubbling with joy. Because divine is always bliss. Divine is always eternal bliss, Nithyananda. Whenever you surrender your mental setup, you will see it will be just bubbling with joy, life and vibrancy. You can see the kids. They are continuously alive, moving around, jumping, especially below the age of 7. Below the age of 7, they do not have something called mind. They have no mind. Just that is the time the mind is getting prepared, or the society is conditioning and creating the mind. See, around the world you can see, have you seen a single kid who is ugly? In all the tradition, in all the culture, even Ethiopia, where poverty is just dancing, where so much of poverty is there, even in that country, kids may be thin, lean, but they will never be ugly. You can see always a grace in the kids. Have you seen a single kid who is ugly? No. Have you seen a single grown-up man who is beautiful? No. Why? The mind enters. As long as you are not conditioned, you don't have mind, you don't have ego, you have a special grace around you. You have a joy, you have ecstasy, you have innocence, you have simplicity. A man who has really surrendered will become again a kid, again a small child. That is why there is a beautiful word in Sanskrit, Dvija, reborn. When you surrender, you are reborn. When you surrender, you are reborn. The first birth will be given by mother and the father. Second birth will be given by Guru and God. First birth will be by mother and father. Second birth will be by Guru and God. Whenever you take the physical janma, the physical body, it is called first birth, janma. Whenever you surrender your ego at the feet of Guru or the God, you will have the next janma, the second birth. It is called Dvija. Enlightened persons are always called as Dvija, who has taken the second birth. Whenever you surrender the I, the mental setup, you reach the immense joy, immense ecstasy, immense pleasure. Joy, ecstasy, pleasure, they are all different layers. Whenever the joy happens because of sensory objects, it is called pleasure. Whenever the joy happens because of the nature, a hillock, seeing a beautiful hillock, seeing snow, seeing beautiful ocean, seeing beautiful forest, it is called joy. Whenever it happens for no reason, from your inner being, it is called bliss. Pleasure, joy, bliss. All the three will be continuously happening in you when you surrender your I, your ego. When you surrender your ego, even your mind will have a life, spontaneity. Now, for every moment you prepare to leave the tomorrow, you make a big plan, you make a big list. Even to go to meet your friend, you prepare a script, what you are supposed to talk. You will be driving to your friend's house, what you will be doing? You will be mentally preparing what you should speak, how you should present yourself. And if you ask some one question or some other subject which you have not prepared, what will you do? You make the whole thing mess. That is why we don't have strength to face the situation. We always make a drama script and act or enact the same script, that's all. We try our best to safeguard ourselves from the situations, from the realities, by making a shield, by preparing a script. When you surrender, you will see without any script, without anything, just you move. Whenever you move just like that, whenever you move just in a simple way, you will see the tremendous courage and the trust works through you. A small story. Once a rat has entered into a king's palace. When the king was sleeping, suddenly by mistake the rat has jumped on the king's face. The king was terribly shocked and started shouting, but somehow the rat has escaped. When he came out of his bedroom, he called the army chief to kill that rat. The army chief entered inside the room. Again, as a coincidence, the rat has jumped on the face of the army chief. Army chief ran away, shouting, "Oh, it is too big, it is too big." And he came out of the room. He spread the news. There is a big rat inside the king's room, which is terrible. Nobody can do anything, and moreover, now he has to save his face. So he started exaggerating the power of the rat. News spread all over the country. There is a rat which can never be killed. Then the palace security, they called the palace cat to kill the rat. They already informed the palace cat the king could not do anything and the army chief couldn't do anything. The palace cat was brainwashed. So when the cat entered the room itself, it was having terrible fear. So slowly when it entered, again the rat jumped on the face of the cat. Cat was totally shocked, frightened and ran away. He came back. When he came back, to save his face, he has to tell some more stories. He started telling, no, it is not an ordinary rat. It's almost double size than me. It started telling all stories just to save his face. Any of news spread like this? Finally, almost the whole country is frightened, afraid of that rat. King declared, anybody who kills that rat will be given a big prize, award. The news is spread all over the country. Finally, one farmer, a man who does the agriculture, he asked his cat, can you try, if you kill that rat, at least you will have one day food. I have nothing to feed you, why don't you try? The cat said, alright, why not, let us go. The farmer took the cat, went to the palace, but all the cats have warned this cat, don't try. Even the palace cat could not do anything. The palace cat has got lot of training in hunting the rats. Even with all the training, with all the methods, techniques, it could not do anything. So don't go and try. But anyway, this cat told, let me see what is there. This cat entered the room, simply went, killed the rat, came out. So there was a big function to celebrate, to give award to this cat. Somebody asked, how did you manage? How did you kill? Even king could not do anything, army chief couldn't do anything, the palace cat could not do anything. How did you manage? The rat very clearly replied, what? I managed. No, I am a cat, I can verily kill the rat. Over. One word, I am a cat. My nature is to kill the rat. There is nothing in between. It is our mind which makes everything big. A simple one word, if you understand this one word, I am a cat, my nature is to kill the rat. There is nothing. What is there? It is very nature. But the cat has understood and respected its nature. The very nature it can do, it can achieve. But what we do? Even to face a friend, we need a script. We don't trust our nature. We don't believe we are beings, we can achieve something. We need everything. For everything we need a script. Only with the script we try to act. We never feel, we never trust our nature. We never feel confident to achieve something, to do something. The cat simply said, I am a cat. I can really kill the rat. There is nothing special is necessary. There is no need for any technique. There is no need for any training. My very nature is to kill the rat. That is more than sufficient. The same way, your very nature can make you live in bliss. Your very nature can make you surrender to the ultimate, can surrender to the divine. But anything and everything, we know how to complicate it. We know how to complicate. Your conditioning, your mind, your working method makes everything complicated. Even to talk to your wife, you create a script. Before coming to the house, you make the script, what to tell, what to speak. And one more beauty, if you tell truth, you don't have to keep the things in memory. If you always speak truth, you will not have any problem. There are many people come and ask me, Swamiji, please help me some way to have memory. Why people want memory? If you look into yourself, you will understand. We want memory to remember what lies we told last time. If you say the truth, if you speak the truth, you don't need memory. You have enough of memory. God has given us enough of memory to live our life. But only remember the lies, we need more memories. More memory. Because where you told which lie, who knows? If you continuously tell lies, you need to remember all the lies. That is why most of the time we struggle or suffer and we complain, no, I have no memory. If you say the truth, you don't need any memory. If you live based on truth, you don't need any script to live your life. Why we are so much afraid to face the life? Every moment we show what we are not. That is the truth. With everybody, we project something what we are not. That is why we prepare a big script. Every day you have to project the same way. First day you projected some way to others. You have to keep the projection. To keep that projection again and again and again, you have to create your script. Around the world, I am traveling around the world. Hours together I am speaking. Of course, people who live around me, they know I have neither time nor interest in preparing for my discourses. I never prepare and neither time. Before entering into the hall, PRO or the secretary will tell, Swami, today this is the subject. All right, over. Somebody asked me, Swamiji, hours together you are speaking. How? How are you able to speak hours together without any preparation? And if you live around me, then you will understand. I have no time, nothing. How? My only one answer, if somebody asks you what's your name, do you need to prepare? No. You don't need to prepare. Your name has become your experience. To tell your name, you don't need preparation. Same way, what I speak has become my experience. Whatever is your experience, whatever is your personality, to express it, you don't need preparation. You need to prepare whenever you want to project something else which is not there in you. In our life, wherever we go, we carry a big mask to project which is not reality. That is why we need such a big preparation. Such a big preparation. And even with all the preparation, finally we make everything mess. We are so much bothered not to commit small mistake. Finally commit a big blunder. If you see, we will be careful, so careful not to commit even a small mistake. And end of the time, end of the day, you will be committing a big blunder. Big blunder is nothing but living according to your preparation. Enacting the drama. Whenever you prepare the script and go on enact, you will see, you will be only reliving, never really living. You will not live the moment. You will not live the reality. You will not live the life. You will be repeating what you have prepared. You will be reacting, you will be enacting your script. When you really surrender the I, the ego, you will surrender the mind which continuously prepares script for your life. You will have tremendous spontaneity, courage, trust your intelligence. Live the life as it is. Live the life as it comes. Accept and welcome the life as it flows into your living, into your life. There is a beautiful verse in the Gita. Ananyas chintayanto mamye jana variyuvasade desham nityabhiyuktana yogakshemam vahamyaham. If you just continuously merge in me, merge in the divine, all your needs and all your necessities, there are two things, yoga and shema. Bringing them to you and taking care of them with you is my responsibility. Divine says, Gita says, Krishna gives an assurance, I will manage both. How can this be? We may think, how can this be? Just by surrendering to Him, how can He take care of all our needs? When He says, I will take care, it means He will activate. He will let you have the intelligence and the courage to have everything, to live everything. Now, whatever you may have acquired, you may have all comforts, but you do not know how to live. Because you are continuously live according to your script, not directly relating with the reality. Only when you surrender, you know how to live with the reality. You start living with the reality. Only then, whatever you have, even your physical pleasure, physical comforts, you will be able to enjoy only when you drop your mind. If you have your mind, anything, every situation, you have a script for it. You react only according to that. You never react, you never act from your being, from your very self. Only when you drop the mental setup which is already prepared, which is already created by the social conditioning, you will see the growth happens in you. Growth is never evolution. By evolution, how long it can happen? No, only by revolution. Evolution means slowly growing. Revolution means just surrendering. When you surrender, revolution happens in you. When you try to grow by yourself, only evolution can happen. In the process of evolution, it took 5,000 years for a chimpanzee to become a man. For a monkey to become a man, it took 5,000 years. If the same way if you grow, it is going to take another 5,000 years for man to become God. Who knows whether it is a 5,000 or 50,000? No. We cannot wait so long. So, never evolution, always revolution. Surrender your whole being. You will see the revolution starts happening in your being. Surrendering I, surrendering the mental setup, totally changes your being. It shifts you from the thinking to the energy, from mind to no mind, from mithya to nitya. Next, surrendering the mind. Here comes a big trouble. Mind means possessiveness, the things which we possess. Even we can surrender the mind, but never the possessions. We always think first is the ego, next is possessions. There is a saying in Tantra which says, your ego itself is based on possessions only. It's a strange thing, but I myself analyze with the energy, it is true. Your ego is nothing but the byproduct of your possessions, of your mind. Whatever you think as yours, whatever you think as mine, from the possessiveness only, your mind itself originates. If you look little deep, you will be able to understand all your idea about mind only creates the idea about I. Even your mind is nothing but your possession. Even your body is nothing but your possession. So whatever you think as yours, if you think this is mine, that is mine, that is mine, that is mine, from that root only the ego starts growing. If ego is a tree, root is mine. If the tree is I, mine. From the root mine only, the I the ego starts growing. That is why, if your wealth is growing, if your mind is growing, if your possessions are growing, you feel you are expanded. You have become solid. You become somebody. You have become free. But we forget to understand, by the expansion of the comforts, by the expansion of the outer things, by the expansion of the mind, by the expansion of the possessions, you have the freedom. It's not that you don't have freedom. You have the freedom. But you have the freedom to choose only your sufferings, not to choose between joy or the suffering. You have freedom. Of course, if you have more money, you can have a better car, you can have a better house, you can have a better accommodation facility, you can have better things, you can have better things, you have more choices. But choices between suffering and suffering, never between suffering and joy. If you want to have the choice between suffering and joy, it is always only by dropping the mind and I, never by possessing the mind. Till you have the idea of possessiveness, even if you are enjoying the underneath the enjoyment, underneath the joy, you will have always a deep fear. When it will be lost, you don't know. The possession, the very possessiveness, the very feeling that it is mine will not let you enjoy. You can always see. The very feeling it is mine will not let you enjoy, because you will have the fear. When it will be lost, you don't know. The fear of losing it will not let you enjoy. I have always seen the man who does not have possessiveness enjoys the same object more deeply, because he will not have the fear when he will lose it. The person who continuously possesses it, person who feels possessiveness, who feels it is mine, 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 I have always seen he will be only having, never enjoying. There is two devatas, two ideologies in Hinduism. One is called Kubera, another one is called Lakshmi. Kubera means the man who possesses never enjoys. Lakshmi means the person who enjoys. Wealth has got two aspects. Wealth with possessiveness, wealth without possessiveness. Wealth with possessiveness, the Kubera. Kubera is called Yaksha. Yaksha means the man who has got but who never enjoys. He feels so satisfied in possessiveness, he never enjoys. If you see the old grandmothers, the traditional system, you can see them. They will have everything, but they will never enjoy. I myself have seen in the villages, Indian villages, one old lady, she lived some few houses next to the place where I am born and brought up. Early morning she used to always call me and tell me, please get me some tobacco leaves. I will ask her, give money, let me go and get it. I was a small boy. She used to do, no, take from your father. Anyhow, my father used to give, and I used to bring the tobacco leaves and give it to her. I used to think that she is a very poor lady. So she don't have money. So I used to bring and give tobacco leaf for her. Suddenly one day she died. She passed away. When she died, and before her death, in her house there used to be a big well. Such a big well, even if the whole city, all the wells have become dry, her well will never become dry. It's a very big well. She is so possessive, she will never allow anybody to take water from that well. She will never allow anybody to take water from that well. The village doctor, for some emergency, he was in the need of necessity of water. He wants water. He went and asked her. She did not allow the village doctor to take the water. But at the time of death, only that same doctor has to attend her. That time he asked, you didn't give water, but can you carry that water now? Nothing. Even at that time, she didn't feel that she has done some mistake. Even at that time, she didn't feel that her possessiveness is something wrong. Anyhow, she died. After her death, when the dead body was removed, a box was removed from under her bed, filled with jewelry and money. Just under her bed. So much of jewelry and money, you can't imagine. This same lady, she never enjoyed. They feel so satisfied by possessing it. When they possess, they feel they are somebody. They feel secure. The sense of security happens to them by possessing. The people who are like Kubera, Yakshas, they possess but never enjoy. The idea of possessiveness will never let you enjoy the life. You feel secure only if the things are there. You can see the man who possesses, he will be continuously counting the money. He will feel more energetic by counting, not by spending. Just again and again he will count. And after counting, again he will end up, keep it under the pillow. Keep it under the bed itself. The possessiveness, he will never enjoy. The person who lives with a possession is called Kubera. There is another one thing, Lakshmi. Richness is Kubera, wealthy is Lakshmi. Richness means you will have, but you will never enjoy. It is a Kubera. Wealthy means you will have, not only you will have, you will tremendously live. Lakshmi is called abundance. It will be there, the wealth will be there, but possessiveness will not. You will not have the possessiveness. You will not have the sense, mine. That will not be there. When that is not there, only then you can really enjoy. You can really live the life. That is why always represented by Lakshmi, never by Kubera. Never by Kubera. Whether you are a Lakshmi or a Kubera, only you have to decide. If you surrender your possessiveness, the feeling of mind, you will be continuously joyful, ecstatic, enjoying. If you have that, whatever wealth you may have, you will have only the fear. When it will be lost, you don't know. We work to increase the height of our bed. We forget to increase the depth of our sleep. If you have the possessiveness on your bed, you will never be able to sleep because you will have the fear when the thief will come and take away. When it will be lost from you. When you will lose, who knows, the underground fear, the fear which is underneath in your mind will never let you relax, will never let you enjoy. If you have the possessiveness on your bed, you will never be let sleep. You will never be able to enjoy the relaxed mood. Whenever you drop or you come out of the possessiveness, whenever you are relaxed from the feeling of the mind, only then you will be able to live even the comforts, even the joyful life. Whenever you surrender the I to the existence, understand this one word. Never think because of you world is running, in spite of you it is running. That's the only thing. 50 years ago, none of you were here. World was not running. It was perfectly running. 50 years after, none of us are going to be here. Do you think world is going to stop? No. But we always think whole world is running only on our head. There is a proverb, an old traditional proverb in India. The cat will think if it closes its eyes, the whole world will become dark. Cat has got an imagination. If he closes his eyes, the whole world becomes dark. That's why you can always see when the cat sneaks inside the house and tries to steal something, it will close his eyes. When the cat tries to drink the milk, it will close his eyes. It will have the imagination. The whole world is become dark. So when you think the whole world is running because of you, you are just like that same cat. You think if you close your eyes, whole world will be stopped. Never. It is never because of us. It is in spite of us. A small story. Once Moorg, the character whom I created to tell my stories. Moorg was trying to cross a river. He was sitting in a boat. The boatman started rowing. After 2-3 minutes, he shouted towards the boatman, "Hurry up, hurry up." The boatman also putting his best. Then after 10 minutes, he could not consist himself. He started walking inside the boat, front and back. This side and that side he started walking. After half an hour, he started running inside the boat. The boatman said, "Please keep quiet, sit silently, sit. Why are you running?" The Moorg replied, No, now I have no time to sit silently. I have to go urgently. I have to hurry up. If you run inside the boat, are you going to reach earlier? Never. Whether you run or sit, the boat is going to reach only its own way, in its own time. By running inside the boat, you are never going to reach earlier. In 90% of our life, we also run inside the boat only. It will be nothing but running inside the boat. Again, once Moorg was traveling in the train, he was keeping all the luggage on his head. Somebody asked, a co-passenger asked him, "Why don't you keep all the luggage down?" He said, No, it will be heavy for train. It will be too much for the train. He doesn't know, not only the luggage, he himself is carried by the train. So understand, not only you, your whole mind, I and mind, everything is taken care by the divine. It takes care. It is taking in its own way. But we, out of our ego, keep headaches on our head, keep all the loads on our head. Ramana Maharshi used to say beautifully, the train is going, you are sitting in it. Why don't you put your luggages also on the train? At least you will have time to sleep. You will have the time to rest. Anyhow, the train is going to reach. If you carry the luggage on your head or on the train is going to take only its own time. Even if you run inside the boat or if you sit inside the boat is going to take only its own time. In Zen there is a saying, if you want anything to be done slowly, you can hurry up as much as possible. By hurrying it, you will know how to commit blunders. You may not commit mistake, but you can be sure you will commit blunders. When you rest, when you really relax, when you surrender at the feet of the divine, you will see 99% of your energy is available to you for positive creativity. Now, the whole 99% is spent only to waste unnecessarily worrying. That's a thing I read the other day in a book called How to Know God. That's a beautiful book done by a philosopher. Court of law could not prove that God exists, but more than 90% of the people believe the existence of the God. The result of their belief is their creativity tremendously improves. Their life is more joyful. Their life is more ecstatic. Their life is more flowing. Why? Because the energy which is spent in worrying they start creating. When you surrender, when you have faith, trust in the divine, when you really relax in the name of divine, the energy which you are using, wasting in worrying will be turned towards creating, turned towards positivity. I tell you, 99% of your worries never comes true. Whatever 1% comes true is always good. It's always good. But continuous worry only adds load, adds pressure to your life. When you surrender the I, your suffering is transformed into joy and ecstasy. When you surrender your mind, your richness becomes wealth. You start living your possessions. Whatever you have, you start really enjoying it. You start living. You start really feeling for the things which you have. You really feel ecstasy, joy from them. You go beyond the fear that when you may lose them. When you surrender I and mind both, when I say the surrendering of I and mind both, surrendering the whole life unconditionally. When you surrender I and mind, your whole life totally transforms, totally becomes different. The only one proof whether you are surrendered or not is you will not have worry and sufferings. If you are really surrendered, you will not have worry and sufferings. I tell you, to whom you surrender is immaterial. Don't bother. All this time I was speaking about surrender, I never spoke to whom. There is no need to whom you are surrendering. It's not at all considered. Whether you surrender to God, whether you surrender to Guru, whether you surrender to Shiva, whether you surrender to Krishna is not at all important. It has nothing to do with to whom you surrender. The very surrender has the power to transform you. A small story. Once a man decided that he is going to surrender to God, to surrender to a master. But where to get the master? If he is a modern man, he would have immediately gone to the website to find how many masters are available. Of course, in olden days there is no website. So where he will go? He went to the forest and he decided, I will sit in this road. Anybody who comes in this road first, he is my Guru. I am going to surrender myself to him. He decided. Unfortunately, one thief was running towards that road, towards that forest. He jumped and caught hold of the feet of the thief and started shouting, "Oh Guru, oh Master, you have come here to save me. You are my God, I surrender my everything to you. Please take care of me." That fellow, just now he is running from the palace. He thought that some police has caught him. He started shouting, "No, leave me, I am not your Guru, I am not your Guru." This man says, no, I know you are the God, you have come down to save me, please don't say like that, please somehow save me. You are my God, I surrender myself to you. The thief thought, what can be done? What type of situation it is? I am caught. Then finally he said, alright, I am your Guru. Now you do what I say. Sit, close your eyes, don't open your eyes till I say. Then the man said, perfectly alright. He sat, closed his eyes, sat silently. The thief thought, oh, this is the right time, he ran away. Escape. The man who sat is sitting. One day over. Again, next day is also over. But his courage and his willpower, his decision is so strong. I know till my Guru comes, I will not open the eyes. This is a story from a Purana. It has got a beautiful meaning in it. You understand the meaning. Then Shiva appears in front of him. He gives darshan. Oh, my son, I am really pleased by your surrender. Just to respond to your surrender, to your devotion. I have come down. Please open your eyes and ask whatever you want. The man said, no, you are not my guru. My guru is that man who has told me to sit and close my eyes. Only when he comes I can open my eyes. I cannot open my eyes until he comes. Shiva said, hey, I am God, I have come down. You don't know he is a thief. I am God, I have come down out of compassion to you. Your sincerity, open your eyes. He said, no, whether he is a thief or God, that I don't know. I surrendered myself to him. You bring him. Then Shiva has to take his form. When Shiva took that form of the thief and told in the thief's voice, then only the man opened his eyes. Then the story goes, Shiva blessed him with a spiritual grace and everything else. The story has got a beautiful meaning. The concept, to whom you surrender, you don't have to bother. Nothing is what you don't bother about, to whom you are surrendering. The very surrender will do miracle. The very surrender has got the energy. The very surrender has got the capacity to transform you. Don't bother to which form you are surrendering, to which name you are surrendering. Nothing is required. A story from Ramakrishna's life. There used to be a Pandit who lived in the bank of Yamuna, in the river bank. Every day morning he should be supplied milk. One day the milkmaid, she came late, the person who brings the milk. So the Pandit said, what? You didn't bring milk, it is so late. I will do my regular routine if you bring like this. The maid said, no. There is a big flood in the river. That's why I am not able to make in time. The man very casually commented, what river? What flood? People cross even the ocean of samsara by taking the name of Krishna. Can't you cross this small river? Even the ocean of samsara can be crossed by taking the Krishna's name. Can't you cross the small river? The maid thought, oh, okay. She understood. She is an innocent lady. Nothing much intellectual or nothing much logical. Next day she came in time. Every day she started coming in time. After a week, the Pandit asked, how you are coming in time? How? The flood has gone. Alright or what? She said, what? No. Flood is coming every day. Flood is there. Water is there. But you only taught me how to come now. You told that by taking Krishna's name you can walk on the river. You can cross the ocean. You can cross the river. That's what I am doing. The Pandit got surprised. First he was not able to believe. He said, how can this be? Come and show me. The milkmaid, she took the Pandit to the river and she said, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. And she started walking on the river. The Pandit, he thought, when she can do, why not me? Let me try. He went near the river and he is telling Krishna, Krishna, Krishna and started lifting the cloth. His mouth is saying Krishna, Krishna, but he started lifting the cloth and then he fell in the river, was taken away. The story says, from the story you can learn one thing. You don't have to bother from whom you are learning or to whom you are surrendering. The lady, you can see the innocent lady. She was surrendering to the idea given by the Pandit, but she has mastered it. From the person from whom you are learning or to the person whom you are surrendering is nothing to be bothered, or you don't have to bother about to whom you are surrendering, to whom you are offering. The very offering, the very surrendering has got the tremendous power to transform you. There is no need to worry about what is after, what is the side effect, what is the next step of the surrender. Most of the time we have, before surrendering itself, we calculate logically. After surrender, what will I do this? What will happen to that? What will happen to this? Can you logically calculate after surrender what will happen? Never. If you try to calculate, you try to project your mind beyond surrender. If you know what will happen after death, then only you can know what will happen after surrender. Because surrender and death are one and the same. When you surrender, psychologically you die. You are reborn. Can you say what will happen after your death? No. Same way, you can never imagine, visualize what will happen after surrender. If you are imagining, if you are visualizing, be very clear you are not surrendered. Somebody goes and asks a great master who lived in India, it's called Papaji. Master, how will I know whether I surrendered or not? He says, this question will disappear, then you will understand you have surrendered. This question, whether I have surrendered or not, will disappear. You will not have the very doubt whether I surrendered or not. Your whole being will be just flooded, will be just bubbling with ecstasy and joy. Just the feeling of surrendering. Just the feeling of utter relaxation. Just the feeling of utter bliss. You will not think about the next moment. You will not bother about what will happen next. You will be totally relaxed. Not only duties, from your pains, from your sufferings, even from your responsibilities. You will see the responsibilities you will be doing, your body will be doing, your mind will be doing. It is not that just because you have surrendered, you will not go to your office tomorrow morning. You will go. You will be, the body will be carrying on. Everything will be happening. But you will see an utter relaxation in your system. An utter bliss in your mind. An utter easiness in your life. When you surrender the I, an utter bliss. When you surrender the mind, the utter relaxation. When you surrender the I and mind, a beautiful easiness in your life happens. This is the scale whether to measure whether you are surrendered or not. The surrender is only word or a deed. From this scale you can measure very clearly whether surrender has happened to you or not. It is just a decision, nothing else. A conscious decision. Surrender is nothing but a clear, conscious decision. The energy which can move my body, which can move this sun, which can move this moon, which is moving this planet Earth, can't it move my life? Understand? The bread which you are eating is becoming blood. It's not a small process. If you are a doctor, then you will understand how big this process is. The bread becoming blood is the biggest industry. Still now, human beings are not successful in changing the bread. Even if you are successful, you have to create an industry which runs miles. You have to create an industry which runs miles. But such a big process is happening inside your system. 6 feet height, in such a small system, such a big process is happening. The air is taken, the energy is, the prana is separated, the air is going out, the process is happening inside. If divine can manage so much inside your body, if divine can manage so much in this universe, your life, it can verily manage. Understand, existence is intelligence. Understand, the divine is intelligence. I have always seen people asking God, oh God, please give me this, oh God, please give me that. And first thing they will ask, next thing, oh God, if you give me this, I will give you that. And Balaji is the famous God in India for bargaining. Anything, bargain to Balaji. The third thing, they will start blaming God. I went to the temple 10 times, Every year I climbed that hill by walk, but nothing has happened. First you start praying, then you start bargaining, third you start blaming. All the three has nothing to do with devotion. I tell you a small thing. Why you pray? You think God has got capacity to give. God has got Shakti to give. When you pray, you ask, for example, oh God, give me $1 million. You know, God has got Shakti to give. That is why you ask, otherwise you won't ask. But when you insist, oh God, give me now itself means, you believe that He has got Shakti, but you don't believe He has got Buddhi when to give. Most of our prayers, that is what it means. We believe He has got Shakti, but we don't believe He has got Buddhi. Many people come and ask me, Swamiji, why not God give now itself this, now itself that? I ask them, do you believe He has got Shakti to give? Yes, Swamiji, I believe. But you don't believe He has got Buddhi to give, am I right? They say yes. Because we don't believe that He has got Buddhi to give. We believe He is energy, but we don't believe He has got intelligence. That is what all our prayer means. When you surrender, you understand not only He has got Shakti, He has got Buddhi also. In every moment, something will be taught to you. When you surrender, you will not have anything called pain. You will have only something called lesson. There is a great lady who is devoted to Krishna. In her prayers, there is one beautiful verse. Oh God, let sufferings come from all the sides to me, to give the understanding, to give the experience that you are teaching through the sufferings. Every suffering is nothing but a teacher. I tell you 100%, every suffering is nothing but a teacher who has come to give you some more intelligence, some more understanding, to open one more dimension in your life. But we never receive anything with an open mind, a welcoming sensation, welcoming sense. We don't receive it with a welcoming sense. When you surrender, you accept, you welcome everything with a welcoming mood. Whenever you receive your pain, your sufferings, your miseries with a welcoming mood, I tell you, they will become teachers. They will become masters. In one Upanishad, death, the Yama, the master of death, is called as a guru. Death is the greatest suffering. The greatest suffering, it will be a suffering for you. If you surrender, if you welcome, the great death will become a great master, great teacher for you. Anything in your life, when you welcome with a surrender mood, it will just change its quality. It will just change its quality. Whenever you resist, anything will feel or will be felt, will be faced as a devil. Whenever you welcome, anything will be faced or felt as a divine. Devil and divine, nothing much difference. Whenever you resist, anything will be felt as a devil. Whenever you surrender and receive, welcome, anything will be felt as a divine. It is you who decide whether it is devil or divine. It's not that it is decided outside, it is decided inside. So, whenever you relax, you transform your life from Nithyananda to Nithyananda. You transform your life from suffering to surge of joy, from depression to expression, from worrying to wondering. So, let you decide consciously. Don't bother after the conscious decision, once I surrender myself. Even after the feeling, after the decision, you will have a doubt whether I surrendered or not, whether really I did or not. I tell you one thing, first decide consciously, let me surrender from this moment everything at the feet of God, at the feet of energy which runs this world. You don't even have to have some name, some form. Don't have my name, don't have my form, don't have some name, don't have some form. Then you will have again conflict. Oh, I surrender to this God, then what will happen to that God? Will that God get angry on me? Will that God trouble me? Don't worry. Just surrender to the divine energy which runs the whole world. Then, under the title, everybody comes under the title. Just surrender the energy, to the God, to the divine which runs this whole world, this whole universe. Let it run my life. And then, after that, naturally you will have a doubt whether I did or not. Then you say, even this doubt is a gift by the divine, same divine which is running the world. This doubt is also given by him. The intelligence to surrender and to doubt my surrender, both are his gift. Let me offer my doubt also, let him take care. Offer your doubt also, then you will see the transformation starts happening. As you are. Don't think, I'll just change myself and then surrender. No. You can never do that. Surrender as you are. Consciously, totally. Whatever is in your hand, whatever mind is in your hand, whatever possession is in your hand, surrender deeply. You will see your whole being will be flooded with a new feeling, new life, new energy, new bliss. So let you surrender at the feet of the divine. Let you enter, be in the divine energy, divine consciousness. Let this surrender happen to you. Let you be in, become eternal bliss, Nithyananda. Thank you.